Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here, and we knocked off the Vikings in overtime. I believe this is our fourth or fifth overtime win this season. I mean, how wow, just our luck in winning these games. That moves us to 8-7, and our defense kind of made the plays they needed to make to win the game, essentially. But I mean, Teddy Bridgewater. This happened uh, to Aaron Rodgers a couple years back, real life, in 2014, where he got hit, or maybe 2013 season, where he got hit on a second sack by Shane McClellan and it broke his collarbone and changed the facet of that game, where the Bears beat the Packers the first time that season, and earlier in the season, because Secular Wallace had to come in, and then they played him the second time, week 17, and the Packers knocked him out of the playoffs. But now, we're 8-7. The Redskins were behind us when we were tied in the record, so we're gonna have to see what the record is. We're gonna start there. It's the last game of the season. The Lions drop. Actually, the Packers and the Lions are playing for the division right now. So that's why there's no Y. That's crazy. So depending on this, can be who takes the division and gets that first round bye. Yep, who gets that first round bye, and who travels to, let's see, one and two are obviously there. So the Lions would play the Giants as of right now. And then we would play the Saints, possibly. Oh my god, if we make it to the playoffs. So we're 13. We're ahead of the Vikings. We got one game to play. We have to win this game. As we are tied, we have a better NFC. Goes by division. We have 2 division wins. They have 1. Oh my god. We play an NFC opponent right now. If they lose, wait. The Lions and the Vikings play each other. One's playing for the division, the other one's playing to stay in the playoffs. Or the playoff hunt. They need some help. We're 8-7, we're 13. We would beat out the Packers or the Panthers, but would beat out the Saints. That's right. We had the 49ers lose 2. We just got to bring this game home. That's it. We bring this game home. And we squeeze in the playoffs after starting 0-4. Wow. I believe we started 0-4. We're going to have to take a look at this. No, we started 0-3. We started 0-3, which makes our playoff chance at like 13% or something like that historically. Only 4 teams, and probably this season it's going to be 6 teams at this point, because there's 2 probably going to the playoffs this year that started 0-3. In NFL history, they've done this. Just wow. Wow, okay. So let's look at our preview this week. And I did make a change in the defense off camera. I put Brian here. I moved Mundy over in the free safety position with Vereen behind him, and Roberts is going to come in as that second safety. Because Brian's been playing over the strong safety, and I saw a little issue over there when he was playing over on the free safety position, so we'll keep it like that. I did make that change. So now, let's see the injury report for us and the Redskins. Amos is out for the year. Redskins. Redskins are missing Jordan Reed, quick tight end. He would give us probably a very big issue this game. And Ricky Jean Francois, who's their right end, and he's out for 5 weeks. He'll be out even if they go to the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. I think. I mean, maybe I miscounted when I put Adrian Amos on the IR, but if I did, oh well. All right, so a quarterback. Kirk Cousins is no longer on the team. Not sure where he went. I think he went to Denver. But it's going to be rookie out of Akron, Corey Espinoza, with RG3 behind him as the backup. He'll be coming in, and I think he's going to contract year this year, so we might see him out there in free agency, actually. And Noah Benson, they drafted another guy this year out of Idaho. Halfback, CJ Anderson coming over from Denver, Deion Lewis, and Damian Williams. Fullback, Daryl Young, 8th year out of Villanova. So receivers, Pierre Garçon, which is going to be Fuller's issue, and then Deshaun Jackson. The guy still has monumental speed, if I'm not mistaken. 92. We might be moving our corners. Deshaun Jackson has to deal with Fuller. Robert Meacham, Deontrell Inman, and Jameis Crowder. Tight end, since Jordan Reed's out, is going to be Niles Paul and Miles Ryan from Michigan State. Left tackle, Trent Williams going to his 7th year. Shaq Mason, who they got, not this draft, but the draft beforehand, is going to start over Sean Lenovo. Center, it's going to be Corey Linchensteiger, longtime center here in Washington. Brandon Shreve, 2nd year out of Iowa. And Mike Reimers going to be the right tackle. So their line really isn't all that great, which is why they're definitely at, 7 and 8, I think they're at. On the line, former Bear Stephen Paella, the left side with Cam Thomas behind him. Right end going to be Chandler Jones. They were able to get him and snag him away from the Patriots, with Jermichael Kilgore, rookie out of Syracuse, behind him. A defensive tackle, Terrence Knighton, is going in his 8th year, 93 overall. Big, good defensive tackle here. Chris Baker backing him up. They are still going with a 3-4. So Brian Kerrigan is going to be on the left side. One of the best linebackers in the league, with Preston Smith behind him. Perry Riley in the middle with Joe Mays. It's a decent tandem with Adam Hayward behind him and Emmanuel Acho. The right side, Trent Murphy. This used to be Brian Arakpo here, but since he moved on 2 years ago at the start of the game, him moving on to Tennessee, it's going to be Trent Murphy's position here. 3rd year out of Stanford. With Jackson Jeffcoat going to back him up. At corner, Chris Culliver in his 3rd year over here in Washington. Actually, 2nd year in Washington. With Bashad Breeland behind him, Tremaine Johnson, Leon McFadden, and David Emerson. So their corners probably can be victimized a little bit by White and Royal. Rodney McLeod Jr. going to be the free safety with Keyshawn Jarrett behind him. Strong safety is going to be Dejon Gomes. Wow, that's a huge drop off at safety with Ty Chester behind him from Mountain Valley State, rookie. Kick return is going to be Deshaun Jackson and Jameis Crowder. So, let us look at the stats, the weekly stats. This one, we're first offensively in the league, and we're probably 31st still in defense. Yep, we're probably in 31st for defense by a lot. So, on offense, Cullen Clemens, 26 of 46. I think it's Cullen Clemens. 438, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack. Andrew Luck, 21 of 33, 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, took 2 sacks. Over on the defensive side, we're playing Washington with Breland going to be there. Second corner. 9 tackles, 2 interceptions, and Lawrence Timmons been out here a couple times with 13 tackles and 1 interception for Week 16. Let's see if there's anything else we will see. End up seeing at the end of Week 17. We'll see who's won any awards. All right. So I am going to make that change defensively. Tracy Porter is going to be number 1. He's going to be chasing around Pierre Garçon. Fuller is going to be chasing around Deshaun Jackson. And if Garçon goes down with an injury, this is going to switch. Mitchell Kirkpatrick, Shaq McManus. All right, this is going to be what we're going to have to rely on. We have to limit Deshaun Jackson because he can really kill us. But offensively, I'm liking how Grasal is growing in that middle. Slauson's doing a pretty good job. Long is going to be in the 90s without even confidence here shortly. We have Jordan Estes that can move over for Slauson when the time comes, or like if he retires, moving over there if we have any injuries on the line. Matt Khalil was a good pickup in the offseason. I believe he's in his 5th year. Or right now he's in his 5th year. So he's going to be a guy that really holds us on the line. But really did a good job. Bushra is starting to fall off, but I mean, he's going to his 9th year. Same thing with Eddie Royal. Marquise Wilson has filled in great at times. Jeffries in 96. Kevin White's in 81. Tavon Austin picking him up after he was cut was big. We're definitely going to keep him long term. Ingram has been, I think he has 2 or 3 touchdowns coming in as that 4th receiver when we've had some injuries. Forte, I was good keeping him. I was kind of on the fence on keeping Forte, but definitely that's a good choice there with Langford behind him. Drafting Cole, though, as this guy that can pull something out of the backfield from a tight end, from an H-back perspective, was nice. Kyrie Lee's behind him. And Zach Miller was a good re-signing, too. Him in that long touchdown in the last game of the game before. Let's look at my defense to really look. McCullough and Jones got a good tandem. Pleasant being cut was, well, pleasant. If you got a pun on people's names. But really, that was unexpected. And Burrow, I mean, I believe I sent him to a small contract this offseason. Or this past offseason. So, I mean, he's a guy that I would like to draft someone that can sit between him and Pleasant. As of right now, Pleasant, I'm just higher on. Bringing in Ware has helped us tremendously on not just a pass rush thing, but he has made some good plays in from an experienced player standpoint on setting the edge and stopping the run on multiple occasions. Help us limit that outside run. And putting him with McPhee on the outside is just big. Willie Young has come in, and sometimes that McPhee's been taking a breather, which has helped. And same thing with Lamar Houston. Washington's not as big of an impact, but I mean, he's really just there in case any depth across this. I think he's the most versatile linebacker that's playing outside. I think he can play inside as well. Eddie Goldman's doing a decent job. Grimes been behind him, but he's learning from Ayers a lot. If Ware actually retires, we're going to kick out Akeem Ayers on the outside. We're going to use Grimes on the inside. Goldman's going to be here. Jenkins is really just expendable. We might draft another defensive tackle late. Sutton and Ferguson have been pretty good going in and out. Other corners, Porter's been doing a decent job. There's some times where he's hit and miss, but that's why we're not putting him against any speed, and we're going to put him against Garcon. Fuller's been doing a great job. He has 8 picks this year, which is big. Mitchell's been hit or miss sometimes, depending on how fast that receiver is. Kirkpatrick, I mean, when he has been on the field, when he was up our third player, he just wasn't getting it done, and Mitchell was. Shirk Mass is really just a core special teams player. On safety, I mean, we're hurting missing Amos. I believe he's still our lead tackler, and he hasn't played in 3 weeks. But bringing back Ryan Mundy, who's familiar with this defense, has been great with Vereen coming in at times, making some plays. And Antoine Bryan has been one of those guys that's really going to develop and be our core safety. So we have 2 young safeties we're going to rely on. Getting Roberts also when we play a linebacker safety has been big. I think even if someone like Eric Reed, Tyrann Mathieu is available, I don't even think I would take a leap to pick them up. I mean, I'm just so comfortable with these 2 safeties. Depth-wise, I might pick up a free safety to compete with Vereen, but I really like how this is going, and I think our draft picks are going to be in here on the physical line, some corner, things like that. Specialist, Tavon Austin, we're keeping him because he's doing great. Him and Ingram have been just a tandem return of kicks. It's been great this season. So definitely going to keep that. And I like our backs, although I would like a 4th back. But really I'm liking this part as we go into here. And we'll see how our team performs in this game. This is a must-win. We hold our destiny going into Week 17. We win, we're in. If we lose, we go home. That's the bottom line. I will see you guys when we arrive at Soldier Field to take on the Washington Redskins. Later, guys.